Believe it or not, we are less than 5 months before the presidential election. So let's take a look at how young voters feel about the big issues and the candidates. A new CBS News poll shows that voters under the age of 30, which we're calling young, favor President Biden by more than 20 points. But the numbers also reveal major questions about whether those folks will actually show up at the polls. Caitlin Huey-Burns listened to young voters across the political spectrum in the battleground state of Arizona to find out what's on their minds ahead of this critical election.
Chaotic.
Kind of scared a little bit. I don't feel like anything is improving.
Shambles.
These are the voices of young voters in Arizona describing how they feel about the state of the country right now. And their vote could be key in picking the next president if they show up.
The couch is looking real comfy right now.
So you'd be entirely comfortable staying home?
For sure. Absolutely.
Roger Ward is 29 and doesn't feel like any of the candidates are speaking to issues affecting young Black Americans.
You have to give us something to vote for.
Do you think that sitting this election out sends a message?
Absolutely, because we're weaponizing our vote.
I just registered a week ago.
Adam French, who is 26, was planning to sit this one out until he considered a third option.
I didn't feel like inspired, but yeah, seeing RFK was like, okay, now I actually want to vote.
At an arts festival in Phoenix, other first-time voters spoke about their concerns.
I'm not happy about my options, but I do understand that if I don't vote, then it's probably a vote for Trump, and I don't want that.
New CBS News polling shows 66% of voters under 30 say they will definitely vote in November. But that's far less than older Americans. Young voters were key to Biden's victory in 2020. But among those who did show up 4 years ago, only 3/4 say they'll do so again. And the economy is a central issue. Our new poll shows a majority feel it's gotten harder to buy a house, raise a family, and get a good job. Some said that's driving their support for Trump.
He seems more competent. The cost of everything is kind of going up in general.
The economy is also critical for Biden supporters like Ruby Morales, a recent college grad who's working at a Starbucks while she looks for a career.
It's kind of unfortunate that my current job is paying more than my future job.
And it's not lost on young voters that they are having to choose between the two oldest candidates. Half of them say neither Trump nor Biden understands younger people, and they're less likely to want to vote because of that.
Preferably somebody under the age of 50 would be awesome. In 2020, it's the same options you had then, and we all saw how that went.
And it's also worth noting that while the economy is a top concern for these young voters, the issue of abortion, climate, and race and diversity also rank higher for them than other age groups. And for those young voters not yet paying attention to this presidential race, all of those issues are likely to come up at this week's debate. Tony?
They sure are. Caitlin, thank you very much.
Voting is a privilege. If you choose not to exercise that privilege, you can't complain when others do, and the outcome is one that you don't like.
Yeah. You can complain, but
you
don't
can,
have
but no one's going to listen to you because
I know.
you didn't take advantage of this privilege that we all
Sacred
have.
right.
I would be amazed to see what kind of country we have if participation were higher. I mean, we have like 62%, which was a near record or record in 2020 for participation in the election. We're at 31st globally.
Yeah.
It ain't great.
So good.
No.